Can I talk to you guys about COVID?
About COVID?
Yeah, is that okay? No?
About COVID.
So, so, what do you guys think about COVID overall, about the pandemic and what's been happening like all across the country? What do you guys think?
Well, I can say it's real because some of my family members got it. Yeah.
They got it?
Yeah.
Are they okay from it? Or are they...
Well, my uncle's on a respirator and
Sorry to hear that.
on a rest. Yeah, and my other two is just kind of at home trying to recuperate from it. Yeah.
They are quarantined though, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
This is my brother, so yeah, it's the same story. Yeah, same story. Yeah.
How you guys feel about the lockdowns?
I think it's necessary to a certain degree, but I think you can go overboard on it. Yeah.
How do you mean by overboard? Like,
Well, it's trying to just totally shut people businesses down. I think you still should operate, but with distance in the operation. Yeah. Because all of us got to live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
small businesses are being affected by it, where you have big businesses that are still open, and like we're kind of conjugating inside of a big business. Even though there's a mask, we're still conjugating inside of a big business. So it's like, why are they open, but the small businesses have to be the one to shut down? People losing their livelihood, especially like low-income families. You know, they're got small businesses, they're not doing well at all. The unemployment's not enough for them to kind of, you know, recover from it. Right. So what do you guys think about that? Are lockdowns necessary?
I would have to say yes. I mean, I don't think a complete lockdown is necessary. And again, to me, if you feel comfortable being out, you're going to go out. If you don't, then you don't go out. I mean, I think it's up to each individual to make their own decision. You know.
Okay, you know, with the lockdowns back in June, the CDC director was saying that you had more suicides than you had COVID. So if we lock down, keep on locking down, if you notice that when we lock down, cases always tend to go up every time we lock down. So me personally, I don't think it's necessary to have to keep on locked down if the cases are going up, suicide, depression, anxiety, the isolation period. So is it really necessary to lock down? Is it safe to people to lock down even though the suicide rate is going up, domestic abuse is going up?
Again, I don't think there's been a complete lockdown. Like they shut everything down, right? I mean, like I'm looking around now and there are people out here, you know, there are people at restaurants eating. So yeah, I don't think there's ever been a complete shutdown where everything shuts down. I mean, their restaurants have always been open, and again, you got carry out options. So I mean, there's still ways to make your money. I mean, I think that being able to adapt, that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand right now. It's like,
well, in LA County, they banned outdoor dining, like indoor and outdoor dining, but yet you had health officials who were outdoor dining at the same time. They're kind of doing the exact opposite. Yeah, exactly.
You're like the governor.
Yeah, exactly. Gavin Newsom preaching for days to wear a mask and don't gather in large crowds. He goes into a restaurant and does the exact opposite. So if and you got like Mayor Lightfoot, you know, in a large crowd, you had Chuck Schumer, Cuomo, you know, all these people doing the exact opposite. So I understand what's going on in your family, but it's like if they're not taking it seriously, why are they politicizing COVID so much?
Right. I think in the whole thing of COVID, I think it's real, but I think if everybody just wore their masks and stayed at the distance like what we're trying to act for, I think everything goes cool. Even inside the restaurants, if they space it to everybody's 6 feet apart, you know, and doing what we're supposed to do, I think it'll be all right because, I mean, it's just like any other disease we done had. It's just going to pass, but we just don't know when.
Last year, it was reported that over 90% of Americans went to work sick. And so there was no masks, no shutting down, no nothing like that, but it seemed like we would all just kind of living our lives. Do you think the mask should be forced or should it be optional?
Optional. Yeah, it should be optional. I mean, again, there's some people who don't think it's real, and if you don't want to wear a mask, you shouldn't have to wear a mask outside. Now, if you go inside an establishment that asks you to put on a mask, yeah, you should put on a mask, even if you don't want to put on one. If you walk inside an establishment that requires that, then yes. Walking out on the streets and being in your own home, no.
What do you guys think about the fact that it's been reported that over 85% of people who wear masks caught COVID?
If they reported that, or they did report that?
No, they did. There's actually a CDC chart that shows like over 70% of people who caught COVID wear a mask.
Okay. I mean, again, it's a virus, so it's everywhere, you know, so there's no way to really stop it. You just hope you don't catch it.
So just on that alone, when you say there's no way to really stop it, what's the point of wearing the mask if there's no way to stop it anyways?
No, you asked me if it was an option. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's your option to wear or not wear a mask. Yeah. Now, if it's a mandate, that's different. So yeah, I can take this mask off now if I want to, and I just did. But of course, if I walk inside of a restaurant and they ask me to wear a mask, I need to put on a mask. Yeah.
Shouldn't it be optional inside the restaurants as well?
It's their establishment. You walk inside a private business. It's like someone coming inside your house. You tell them to put their shoes off, and they say no. It's like, you're in my house. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the vaccines?
I'm not going to do it.
Not gonna do it?
No.
What if you go into a business and they said that you can't go in unless you have a vaccine?
I guess I won't be
Then I would
going in.
get to take it. Yeah. I mean, again, there are other options. It's not like it's saying I can't come in here or I can't patronize their establishment. Yeah, there are other ways to do it now. I can get takeout. I can have it delivered to my
What if you
house.
can't get takeout unless you have a vaccine?
I mean, how would they know you're doing takeout?
Well, it was reported by
Where they're gonna try to get everybody to sign to have a card or something. I heard that.
it was reported by CNN that they might try to implement vaccination cards.
Yeah.
So what if you go get takeout and then you have your card and then you can't go get takeout? What happens then?
Uber deliver or Uber Eats bring it to me. I mean, again, there are ways around this. If you don't want to,
But then what happens when Uber brings it to you and they still say you gotta show your card even to Uber?
You know what I'm saying? Look here. Give me my food, fool.
Then that'd be a real problem.
Right, exactly.
That'd be a civil war.
Right.
But do you see where I'm trying to go with this though? Is that when the government implements one thing, then it becomes something else and something else and something else. And like you said, get to a point where give me my food.
So, I mean,
what happens then?
Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. I mean, because again, I'm looking around now and places are open. People are out here.
Well, I can't speak for these stores, but I kind of tend to think that they maybe define the orders because the restrictions being placed on them, like Gavin Newsom. Like, for example, you had a woman in Los Angeles County who has a business, and her outdoor is banned. Like, she can't do nothing outdoors. But they put a outdoor tent for a whole film crew to shoot a movie, but she can't open up her restaurant. So, you see what I mean? Kind of sounds very like tyrannical, communistic, maybe.
So maybe you should run for governor and you can change that.
No, politics is a dirty game.
Right, exactly. It's a dirty.
But if I'm too clean, then they'll think I'm dirty anyways, because I'm too clean. So I can't get out of it. I lose.
You will start off clean, but you're gonna get dirty. That's just the way it is. I mean,
You're gonna get in that business. You're gonna have to lie.
I don't know. I can't do that. See, that's why I won't do it. I can't lie at all. I'm never gonna lie.
Never gonna lie.
Never. I can't lie, man. It's not within me to do it. I just can't. That's why I'm out here now trying to talk to folks, get the truth out there. You know what I mean? Because to me, in my opinion, I'm not saying the cover is not real. I just think that we're not being told the truth when it comes to the numbers. For example, back in August, you had CDC Director Robert Redfield, who said there were hospitals who were inflating numbers of monetary gain. So these hospitals were making more money to inflate the numbers. So if they're showing us that there's 200,000 plus deaths, but that's not the truth, then want to scare folks, and that's why we're all locked down and restrictions and things like that.
What I heard too was what they was doing. If you went to the hospital and you had COVID, okay, then you came back again, they counted you again as another person. So they was double counting people. That's what I heard too. So, and the numbers is fluctuating too much for me because.
So then the cases might be off just as well.
That's for the shareholders. Shareholders got to get their money.
But isn't that immoral?
Yeah, it is immoral.
But again, you're talking business and politics. Those are immoral.
So with all of that being said, why force us to wear a mask if it's not really that serious?
Again, they don't force you to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear one.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, you don't. Like I say, I may not be able to get inside this store. No. I get what you said, but
I'm not wearing
but right, you don't have to wear a mask. You really don't have to.
I think a little prevention though with the mask. I'm not saying it's going to stop the COVID, but at least it's some type of buffer. That's what I was saying.
Well, honestly, I'm glad to see you guys are very lighthearted about this. I talked to people earlier. First thing they asked me, where's my mask? And technically, by COVID-19.ca.gov, it says you have a condition, you're exempt from wearing a mask. I do have asthma. I know my asthma, but most don't care about that. They just say, well, you should wear a mask anyways. But it's my health, I want to take care of my health. I don't want
to wear a mask. God bless America. You got that choice. That's your choice.
Yeah, he don't have an mask on. He's recording.
That's all it
if they mandate masks and then force us to do it,
they can do that, but it's not going to work.
Right, they can't write everybody up. They can't stop everybody on the street.
People have been arrested for not wearing a mask.
Yeah, they don't have enough room for jails. You know what I'm saying? So, that's going to be hard to do.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Good. What are you doing?
We're snooping.
I'm just talking to folks about COVID. Just ask them like what everybody thinks a bit about the lockdowns and restrictions and things like that. Is it necessary?
No,
What do you guys think?
I don't think it's necessary.
Is the lockdowns necessary?
No, I don't. And I'm wearing a mask because I don't want to get shamed. You know, I mean, people think I'm going to infect them, and I think it's a con job, to tell you the truth.
In my opinion, I think it's a Trojan horse to implement more of a communistic kind of, way, a style of living. They put the mask on us, they muzzle us, and if we submit to that, next thing you know, they want to, what else was it? The mask thing was something else. Yeah, there you go. Something like the vaccine.
Yeah, we're both registered nurses, and we.
Hey, I'm sorry, I don't do CPR on men. Only women.
Yeah, we're off duty.
You know how we do CPR in guys.
Good luck.
So, like, this is baloney, okay? And this is like a fly going through a chain link fence.
Virus.
The virus.
Right.
And so the media is going to shape how we're feeling, correct? Like they did in World War II. Hitler shaped how the Germans felt about the Jew. And they actually started hating Jews because the media was telling them over and over and over again. And that's what's happening today. Things that are very important are getting censored on Facebook and YouTube in the name of safety.
And if you really want to know what's going on with the medicine, there is a whole organization called AmericanFrontlineDoctors.com. And the first thing they talk about is, since when do masks stop viruses? I mean, they just don't.
We
just
just
blow
have
right
peace
through
with
that.
people.
Right.
We want peace.
Viruses are just RNA. They don't even have DNA. They attack a cell and use their DNA and all the machinery in the cell to replicate. So it's bull. I mean, the doctors know it, and they started this website because they were getting silenced. The people that are at front line actually working with the people
on
that
the
are
front
dying.
lines, on the ERs, Bakersfield, Erickson, and Masihi were working. They can't get their word out on YouTube. Everything's censored. And if you don't think we're in a really dangerous place with censorship, it's bad. And we're in a really dangerous place right now in America. We're really fighting for our freedom, and we have not drank the Kool-Aid. And it's hard. It's
But we're
hard.
out here.
But
We're
we're
out
out here with doing this.
We're preaching Jesus,
And-
we're going to put the mask on so we can talk to people.
Yeah.
They won't come up to you.
Yeah, and so
He's the only solution.
it's really people are getting
What's that?
sick. That
You
is
have the
not a
vaccine
lie.
for it?
People have died from
Are we
COVID.
going to have the vaccine?
But
The vaccine's not out yet.
96% of the deaths of COVID, they had 2.5 other comorbidities,
No,
i.e.
you just have to- I mean,
diabetes,
you say that, but,
obesity, and
there's a
so
guy named
the
McCarthy.
numbers are all skewed.
He's a
And
Southern
these are
California
opinions that we've done our research and we've seen it, and it's
You
okay.
guys are in the field, so I would think you guys would have more of the information.
Right. So it's sad to me because even nurses and doctors are drinking the Kool-Aid. So it's not just
We were talking to a guy earlier who was in the ER. He was in the ER,
Yeah.
but he couldn't even tell me what the word pandemic means. And so he was talking about droplets and things like that.
yeah.
He sounded like he was just kind of reciting what they told him to recite as far as the.
Plandemic.
Yeah.
The Plandemic. So
Where
it's
is this
real.
gonna be broadcast?
It's
It's gonna be on YouTube, youtube.com/open discussion. I'm working on the video. This is my first one I'm doing, so if this goes well, I'm gonna post it on there and
Good for
get it
you
out
guys.
there.
Are you with YouTube or are you?
No, just my own little thing.
It's gonna get
Yeah,
censored.
Cool.
if it does, I don't care. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
I
pushing
know.
it out.
Yeah, I know. And if you can get
What's
your
your
own
name?
Julius.
Julius?
Yeah.
As in Caesar?
Caesar. I'm the ruler, baby.
Well, thanks for letting us barge in on
Yeah.
your.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to
All right.
Thanks for getting out there, you guys.
Yeah.
And fight. We gotta fight. We gotta fight on our hands.
I'm trying to get everybody to try to understand what's going on with the lockdown and see how to think about it. But early on, we were doing interviews and people were just kind of saying, "Oh, where's your mask? Where's your mask?"
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, dude. We're all like restricted. I mean, yes, people are out here now, but there are restrictions. Like in LA County, they're dealing with it the worst.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm trying to say, hey, let's fight against that. This is bipartisan. It shouldn't be a left or right thing.
Well, you're a black man. You're not allowed to even vote for Trump.
I know. Tell me about it.
You're not allowed.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
They will bully you, and they won't let you. And they're going to make us have division, white and black. They're making us try to have division. I will not have division with you. You know. So
if they really
I'm
did
fine.
believe, our leaders really did believe in this, you think they'd be meeting in the French Laundry?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom.
Like Gavin Newsom did.
22 people, not 12.
Yeah.
22. And I really thought he was scared. In all honesty, I thought, some people are really scared because the media, and depending on who they're talking to, 22 people, they're not scared. These guys aren't scared.
That was the first time he got caught. So how many times he's done that before?
Nancy Pelosi going in and getting her hair done, and they,
it's all about
what's good for me is not good for thee, or however they say that.
Rule for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Me too.
Yeah, nice talking.
And I would do CPR on you.
And hey, okay, do you guys know the Lord?
I'll take one up.
Surviving COVID?
Oh, this was
We
the
have
best one.
we have all kinds of things. You guys,
Or a legend. He's not one of those. He is who he says he is.
Jesus is coming, and if Biden gets elected or Trump gets elected, I don't care, because God is going to have a place who He wants in place.
What if I told you that Jesus was already here?
Oh, He is here, but He's coming.
He's in us.
Yes, but
The Spirit is inside of
He
us.
is coming in a physical form again, And some people have seen Him, like, they've seen. He's visiting people.
No, I know.
Do you think that if we have the Spirit of Jesus in us, that is a physical form?
Well, I think there's going to be a real tangible, like we're going to have resurrected bodies like Him. So yeah, I think it's both. We're going to be spiritual and physical. That's what the Bible says anyway. So I just go along with that.
No, I understand. No, I was throwing it out there because His Spirit in me is what I love.
Would you like one? Yes. Yeah, and the gospel message is in there, and it's just awesome. And we just want everybody to know do you know the gospel message of what it is?
Well, I always say that. One thing I always say, God is my mask. So I don't allow the fear, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so He's my mask.
We're at a church that's worshiping, and we're all really in close quarters, and we're singing. And, he's happy with us because we're still praising Him.
I was happy with the judge that ruled against Gavin Newsom for banning the churches. I was happy with that. I was like, I'm glad we got somebody with some balls,
Amen.
Or she's a woman, whatever the case. But,
I'm so glad you guys are out here.
Like, hold on.
This is so cool.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
How you doing? Oh, well, let me be over here. So, so we're just out here talking to people, asking them about COVID and their thoughts on it and things like that. So, thank you guys. What's your thoughts on COVID as a whole and what's been happening within the country and California specifically?
My thoughts on it, I think that I need to be careful with my words, but I believe that a huge wake-up call is coming to society that life is not what we have always thought it was. Like, God has to use everything for His plan and His purpose, and even the bad stuff that goes on. He can cause to wake us up and to bring a revelation to what life is. Like, I just feel like we are so caught up in ourselves and our clothes and our money and fame, honestly. And it's like, well, where does the fame need to go? It needs to go back to Him, because we're not called to be on this earth forever. Like, we have a destiny.
Do you think that the lockdowns that we had, like the restrictions, I know people out today, but we've had lockdowns, we've had restrictions. Do you think that's necessary? That it's helping or hurting?
I think yes and no. It's helping because it's causing people to have an awareness of they need to slow down. They need to recognize that life is just not about themselves. And hurting because people need people. Like, God created us, like He knows we need people. Like he created Adam, and He saw, wow, he's lonely. Like, I gave him all this stuff in the garden, all these animals, but he's lonely, and so he knows we need connection with people, but there's certain things that have to get shaken off in order for like that fullness to come in, if that makes sense.
What do you think about having these government officials who say one thing but then do the exact opposite?
That's not to be surprised. That's not surprising at all, because like, you know, they want to have full and total control, but that's not going to happen. Like, ultimately, it's going to come down to God having the final say, and the government was on Jesus's shoulders too. So we need to recognize that we are not to be controlled by the government, but we also have to have a respect of them as well. So going about and just chanting and raving and ranting about the government, oh, the government's a terrible thing, we still have to submit to them. But in the meantime, still trusting God that, Lord, your will be done. Like, the world's going crazy, but this is not to be shocked over. Like, it says it's going to happen. So what are we worried about?
Most people think that COVID, those who don't believe in COVID are more right-wingers and things like that. Do you think that it's more bipartisan because we're all in this?
I don't think
Together,
there's
as they say?
any side to this at all. It's hitting everybody, no matter race, religion, sex, whatever. Every person is affected by this. So that being said, I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Do you believe that there is 200,000 plus people who died from the COVID?
People die every day. So you can relate whatever you want. Oh, it's COVID, or oh, it must be. I don't really want to throw that one in there, but there's a lot of things I believe that are being related to COVID. Just they had a cough, so
Kind of seems like every other disease just went right out the window, and now everything is just COVID related.
yeah, I agree with that as well. And I think they really want to put a lot of pressure on this one. To possibly spook some people and really get us to really depend more on the government. Come to us, listen to what we have to say, listen to our rules and regulations, and follow us, and you're going to be okay. And
I noticed that when we watch the news, they always talk about cases, recovery, but cases and deaths, but never the recoveries at all.
of course, because that's instilling more fear in us, where we have to walk around on eggshells, curious, like, am I going to be okay today? Should I buy this cereal, or should I wipe it off before I bring it out the store? Like, doesn't matter where you go or what you do, you are being exposed to so many things in life. It's unavoidable, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So I don't think us being super paranoid or super careful even is going to change that.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys take care, all right?
You too.
See ya.